Hi there, I'm Dr. Stacey Cooper, health and wellness expert at drstaceycooper.com. It is 12:36 today and we are here live sharing tips for incorporating self-care in your day. So, how did you spend your morning? Is there any time for you in your course of your day? If not, then you may want to change that. When our schedules are already full packed and there's no time for you, you are running the hamster race, your stress levels are skyrocketing, you're feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, and you're late for everything because you're overscheduled. So it is really important to schedule self-care, because if you don't, no one else is going to do it for you. And so self-care is vital. Sorry about that. Self-care is vital because you are the only one who's going to look after you. And if you're not doing that, no one else is going to do it for you. So it's oftentimes, we run by schedules, we run by lists, we run by what everybody else's demands are. And if you are not on your own priority list, then you are not going to be looking after yourself either. So that's one of the first things to do. And you can see my video earlier today as I was walking the dogs in the bush and we came across some deer, which we often do. And just taking some time to breathe in the air and feel the sunshine. As you can see, I really wanted to do this outside today just because it is so glorious out. It's a beautiful winter day. It is, I don't know, probably -2 Celsius here right now, but the sun is so glorious. And as you can see, I'm in my barn clothes. I just got back from a fabulous ride on the horses with a great friend of mine. And there's no better way to relax and to connect and to ground yourself than to be out in nature. And so just going for that horseback ride today and just sharing some quality time with a friend, a loved one, a neighbor, or even by yourself. I often ride by myself and just calm and ground. So in regards to incorporating some tips, I see you guys popping on. Thanks for joining us. I love the like button, the love button, and share it with your friends too. Invite others to join us here now live. And we are talking about self-care and incorporating healthy living tips into your day and including me time. So as I said, if you don't schedule your own me time in your day, it won't happen. It just won't happen at all. And how often have you done that? And, I will admit Wednesday got away on me and I ended up at a meeting at 4 o'clock and, we all did our check-in. How are you doing? And I said, well, actually, I didn't get one thing done today that was on my list of things to do, but I did get my exercise in and I did get my meditation in. And you know what? Those things on the to-do list, they weren't my first priority. They were things that truly needed to be done that day, but I held myself as first priority. And so that is really important in allowing you to nourish your mind, body, and spirit, because if you don't do that, life will be out of balance and your systems will be out of balance, your emotions will be out of balance, and that is when you are living a life that you don't love. So things that you can do for me time this morning, actually every morning, I set my alarm earlier than the time that I need to be awake to start my day, because what I do first is I remain in bed, and the snooze button is a fabulous tool that you can use as an automatic 9-minute timer. And so that enables me to wake up and then use those 9 minutes to just synchronize with my body and my breath, give gratitude for my day, and set my intent. Hi, Abby. Thanks for joining me here. And setting intent is really crucial, because if your alarm goes off and you smack the alarm clock, your feet hit the floor and you're running and you're in the shower already thinking of the 27 things you need to do that day, you have not set any intent at all. And you're already on the hamster wheel before your day has even begun. This is when the cortisol levels increase, the adrenal system is stressed in your body, and it really leads to decreased immune function, and you lose everything else because now your body is always working behind itself rather than your body regenerating and rejuvenating and working ahead of itself. So that really makes a huge difference in regards to how your body functions physically, how you handle stress throughout the course of the day, and how you relate to others. So when you do start your morning with that moment and time, that 9 minutes at least of gratitude and setting your intent, when you come from a place of gratitude, it completely changes your energy. And as that happens, others around you feel the sense in the change of your energy, and they will respond to you differently as well. So just think about it. If you wake up and your feet hit the floor running and you're stressed, what kind of vibration are you operating at? How is your day going? And now think for a moment, if you actually took some time to breathe, gather yourself, collect yourself, think about your day, and give thanks for all the things that you do have. Even if you just have to, if you're at a place where you have to start with your gratitude coming from just being able to breathe that morning, or just maybe perhaps having a pillow under your head, if that's where you're starting with your gratitude, as soon as you start to appreciate those things and be grateful for them, it will be so much easier for new things to pop up that you are truly grateful for. So when you do that, your whole physical being changes and your energy changes. And now you have given yourself that time. That's a gift to you, where you've actually started your day in a completely different fashion with completely different energy. And when you do that, now your morning's going to go more smoothly because you've set aside the time already that you know what needs to be done in the morning, and you will prepare for that. So if your mornings are crazy, prep that the night before. Make your lunch the night before. Not everybody's lunch, because everybody can be responsible for making their own lunch. Enable them and everyone to be responsible for their day and how they want it to turn out. So don't take that responsibility on yourself. Also, the same thing with cleaning in the house. You didn't make all the messes if there's others living with you in your house. Everyone should share in the responsibility of caring and the respect of the home. So delegate. That's another thing to free up time that you can give to yourself and create more me time. Time is the only thing that we cannot purchase. It's the only thing that we cannot get back, and it is the most priceless commodity because of these factors. And so if you're wasting a lot of your time doing things that you really don't need to be doing yourself, that you could see that others could possibly do it for you, or also some tasks that you just kind of choose to do but really are not the best use of your time. So one thing like that is, sitting in front of TV, watching something that's not really motivating you. It's not really feeding your mind or your body or your spirit. And it's not really serving a purpose for you. Then don't watch that. Replace that time with something that is going to be good for you. Whether it be a half hour of meditation, whether it be your exercise time, whether it be your relationship time. So, have a date with any family member, any friend, any neighbor, any coworker, somebody that you want to spend time with. Social time. We are social beings, and it is important to spend time with others and connecting. So get off the screen. Don't mindlessly scroll through all your social media platforms. And what are you gathering from that? What are you gaining from that? Are you gaining anything? Or is it just mindless time that's being spent for over the course of an hour and you really didn't receive anything of benefit from it? There certainly are specific sites that you may want to check in with, or people that you want to check in regards to the follow. But if you're just sitting there mindlessly scrolling through news feeds, what benefit is that to you? So maybe become mindful of how you're spending some of your spare time and how you can reclaim some of that time for you. And so self-care we talked about today. This morning I was able to go and have an essential oils massage. I did that at 8 a.m. and you saw my picture this morning of the sun rising. And that was me taking time before my appointment to appreciate the day, to appreciate the gift of each day and the glorious sunrise that was coming up. And then I took time with my pets and just to be out in nature. So that included the walk in the bush with the dogs. And you can see that video just down my timeline. Have a peek at that. And I also provide a little bit of a meditation there that you can listen to. It's only 3 or 4 minutes. And just to take a breath and calm your mind and body. That is taking me time. That is bringing yourself back to a calm whenever you're stressed. You can use that anytime, anywhere, any place. And then I incorporated 2 different things, well 3 actually. So yes, the horses need to be looked after, they need to be fed and watered, and I also took time to spend time with them and a dear friend of mine. So we went for a horseback ride for an hour just before I came back to do this with you. So that was more me time that I was able to take today. Now you certainly may not be able to incorporate 3 hours of time for yourself in the course of one day, but so long as you start with something, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, and you start to recognize the importance, because when you don't nourish your own self, then you are run ragged, your body is not getting proper rest, it's not regenerating and rejuvenating over the course of the night, and you're not replenishing yourself. So then you become tired, frustrated, overworked, overrun, and that's when systems really start to fall off. The wheels start to fall off the truck, right? Things just don't work the way that they're supposed to. And then when you're becoming frustrated and overrun, you become overwrought, and that's when illness sets in. So Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about meditation and quieting the mind and body and focusing just even on the breath. There's a interview with Dr. Joe Dispenza on my timeline. You can take a peek at that as well. And when you focus on just your breath, you're just quiet, you're sitting or laying, and you just keep your mind on your breathing. As you do this and follow this, all of the other systems within your body come into synchronicity with the energy of your breath. As your circulatory system, as your heart rate, as your breathing, as all the other physiological systems come together in synchronicity, this increases your immune response exponentially. So it is truly powerful for health and healing to allow your body to come to that rest. That's why self-care is so important, and that's why I used hashtag self-care today. Because if you neglect yourself, truly you are neglecting everyone else that you love. Because number one, you won't be in your best health, your best vitality, but also you won't be able to do all the things that you're wanting to do for all the other people that you want to do it for. And so another thing in regards to self-care, learning the word no. No is truly important because we never say often enough. How often are you in a meeting or in a gathering, or something needs to be done, or somebody needs food brought, or somebody needs a task taken care of? How quick are you to reply, oh, yep, I can do that. And you just pile it onto your list of things that you already know that you can't even accomplish because you've given too much of yourself in too many different directions. So that is not self-care. And it's very powerful when you are able to understand that, to consciously become aware of how often you're saying yes to too many things. And it's really powerful because I was in exactly the same situation just the other day, and I was in a meeting, and we were going around the table and delegating some things, and I was just about to put my hand up and volunteer that, oh sure, I could take care of that. And I thought for a moment, no, I can't. It would not be the best, I would not be able to give my best to that project if I volunteered for it. Therefore, that would lead to a lot of guilt on my own behalf because I would feel like I've let everybody down. Who needs to do that to themselves in the first place? And also, you know that you wouldn't put your best energy forward because you didn't have that much energy to give in the first place because you were already overbooked. And you don't have to take everything on yourself. There are so many others that can participate and help. And it's truly those things that are really important that will get taken care of first because everything is prioritized. And if that thing doesn't happen to get taken care of, it's because it wasn't a high priority in the first place. So you didn't necessarily have to overextend yourself in order to get it accomplished. So saying no really is not being selfish. It is being mindful of the time that you do have. It's being mindful of the energy and resources that you do have. And it's also enabling you to give your best to those few things that you have volunteered or, have on your plate. And then you are going to feel so much better because you're going to be proud of the efforts and the work that you've accomplished. You're also going to reduce your stress levels because you're not overbooked and overworked. Hi, Janet. Jan's nice to see you there. I will check in on your message there in just a minute. So it's really important to know what your limits are, because when you go beyond those, who are you serving when you do that? You're just creating more stress for yourself, which is going to make you more sick. You're not going to have your best work, so other people are going to be down your throat because things didn't turn out the way that they had hoped or expected. And that just creates a whole lot of negative energy, and who needs it? So saying no is really powerful, and it's not about not doing things or not showing up for what's important. It's just about knowing your limits and not going beyond that and accepting. Now, another tip for self-care is, when do you get time to listen to music or play music? Do you actually book time for your hobbies? Is there a hobby or an unfinished project that you have that you've been meaning to get to for a long time? Maybe it's been put on the shelf now for 3 months or 3 years. When are you going to get back to that? It's a hobby of yours, so it's something that you truly love, but life got in the way and too much other stuff takes your time. Well, how are you nourishing your mind, body, and spirit if you're not enjoying your hobbies? If all you do is go to work, come home, run the kids, make dinner, go to bed, and do the exact same the next day, where's the joy in life? Life is way too short to not love what it is that you're doing. And if you don't love what you're doing, then get quiet. Look within, reflect, and see some of the changes that you want to make. Because you have the choice in doing anything that you want to do. And everything comes down to your choice. So take a peek at that. I'm going to check out Jan's message here. The sun is really bright, so my dark screen doesn't show up as well. Love self-care, because when I forget doing that, I end up having more down days, getting allergy attacks. Yes, Jans, that's exactly what we're talking about. If you're not looking after yourself, your body's going to get weak and it's not going to function well. I wish you can share a quick checklist of things that mean you did self-care, just like a quiz on whether I did self-care today. Perfect. So yes, you can make your own list. If there's things that you know that you want to incorporate in your day, write the list the night before and say, okay, tomorrow is Saturday here for us. Tomorrow I'm in the office Saturday morning. So of course I'll do my meditation in the morning before I even start my day. I also do my exercise then. So I'm in the office for 9 a.m. So all that other stuff gets done first, because I know if I don't do it first thing, the day can get away from me, especially on a Saturday, because other things will pop up. Other people will be calling, or it'll be a glorious day just like this, and we'll be out splitting wood or doing other chores around outside, which is where I love to be. I don't like to be at a desk or inside, so I spend as much time, and I'll take that excuse any day of the week to be outside. So write your list of things that you really want to incorporate. So I will be in the office from 9 till noon. I know that I already have a hockey game with Jake at 2:15, and I know that Derek will be off to work for 4:30. So in regards to the rest of it, I know that dinner will have to be made in the afternoon. So that means tonight the crock pot will all be set, because I won't have time between hockey and Derek going to work to cook a meal at that moment in the afternoon. So the crock pot will be all set and ready, and I'll plug it in Saturday morning, and dinner will be ready when we need to eat as soon as we get home from hockey before Derek goes to work. So that is another form of self-care, right? I've just unloaded my day for tomorrow because I took care of some things that will happen tonight. Now, another thing that I will incorporate is Derek will be at work. Jake will be at his friend's house for the evening. So my husband and I will have time tomorrow night, and we will be taking the dogs for a nice walk down the rail trail. That is inked into my calendar. That is a hard entry that I call when I talk about my clean living formula and learning the plan. So learning the plan talks about there's hard entries in your calendar, like your work schedule or commitments that you know you have to make. I have to drive Jake to hockey because And if there's a conflict, then I can have a coach do it, but we want to go see him play. So when that happens, I know that that's something that is taking up some of my time. Soft entries are things that are negotiable, things that I might like to do, but aren't necessarily carved in stone. You know, if there's an event or something going on, or a book fair that I might like to attend, I'll pencil that in, but that's negotiable. My me time is non-negotiable. That is a hard entry, and that's exactly what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about in his interview with 180 Nutrition. There's a YouTube link. It's also on my timeline. You can take a listen to that. It's about an hour long. Check that out. So that's what I will do, is I will write a list or a note to myself, or I will put reminders in my phone. So next Wednesday, on my next day off, I already have things booked in my phone that are me time. Those are hard entries. And if something else pops up or somebody wants to have a meeting, oh, sorry, I'm not available at 12 noon next Wednesday because I have, and they don't need to know what I'm doing, but that's when I will be looking after myself. So I hope that's helpful. I've certainly enjoyed sharing my time, my day, my glorious view with you, and this bright sunshine and nature, the birds singing, the planes flying, and just having the sun beat down on your face and nourish your mind, body, and spirit. So take some time for you today with your self-care. Thanks for joining me, and I'd love to hear how you guys implement self-care into your day. Pop a comment in the comments below and share with me what is your most favorite thing to do to care for you. Do you have a warm bath with candles and a good book? Do you like to curl up with a cup of tea in the window and just watch the birds outside? Do you like to have a foot massage? Do you like to go to bed early and just snuggle under the covers and get a good night's sleep? What do you do for you to nourish your mind, body, and spirit? Share below in the comments, and we'll love to incorporate some of those things in my day too. Bye for now.